Welcome, everybody. Go ahead and close your eyes. Let's just take a few breaths. Take a long breath in and a slow breath out. Deep breath in, quiet breath out. Allow the slow breath in and the long breath out. Just allow the inhale to link to the exhale. Most of you have done that meditation with me before, where we go connect to our guides and divine support teams. So take a minute and go connect with that energy. Call this energy of love, of support, of consciousness. Just breathe as you find this place. Again, most of the times when we do this meditation, our minds think we're making it up, but we're not. We have these energies called guides, divine support team, angels, ancestors. They're here to support and love us in this journey that we call life. Just allow that energy to enter and allow the air to enter and exit your body. Slow breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, quiet breath. As you start to feel this energy, start to pay attention to the emotions that you're feeling. Potentially love, connection, one with all that is. Just stay here. Noticing if any part of you doesn't want to go here. Maybe part of you is distracted by another internet thing on the computer. Maybe you're distracted by social media. There you go. What if you can just turn all those tabs and distractions off and bring all of you right here, right now, where there's no future, where there's no past, surrendering all of yourself into the right now. Staying here for a few breaths. Long breath in. Slow breath out. Deep breath in. Quiet breath out. Allowing all of your body and mind to surrender to this place. And noticing if there's any part of you who won't go here. All there is love. All there is spirit. All there is the divine I am. Take 5 or 6 more slow, deep breaths. Feeling connected, feeling quiet, and feeling calm. Now, when you're ready, start to very slowly bring awareness back in this room, back in this moment. And open your eyes when you're ready. Good morning, guys. Thank you for working with the time adjustment. As you know, we started the Return to Self container, so that started this morning. So welcome, guys. So good to see everybody. So what I want to talk about, so typically if you're new to my Skool community, I do these calls on Mondays now at 11 o'clock. And they typically last usually about 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. I'll teach for 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll put Q&A depending on when they tell me to. Might be longer, I teach, I don't know. Then I'll put Q&A and coaching, and then we'll wind up by 12 o'clock. And we moved these to 11, so I'm excited you're here. And I know last week Zachary was here when we were in Palm Springs. I heard that went really well. He's such a great guy, so amazing. I'm glad you got a chance to experience him. He's so much fun. All right, let's get started. So today what we're going to talk about is this concept of separation. And I know it's a concept that I teach over and over again, but you can never, ever really get it because the ego is going to fight you. So the question, that's a really weird question that I asked this morning, but they want to ask again in a different way. How much do you believe that this connection of your guides and divine support team are connected to you? 0 to 100. How much do you believe they are connected to you? 0 to 100. Just type it in the chat box. How much do you believe that this energy that we call your guides, your divine support team, are connected to you? What would you guys say? Out of 100, how much do you think? Got hundreds, got a couple hundreds. Leading question, I guess, 100. Amazing. So now I'm going to ask that question a little bit deeper since almost everybody's answering 100. And then they're asking me to ask, so why do you perceive there's a problem? So if we believe that that energy is connected to us, okay, this is great. This is more real. 100%, but difficult to access 100% of the time. Great. 0 to 100 depends on the moment. Perfect. Excellent answers, Leslie. So the problem is that when we actually think we exist in a physical body, then it's harder for us to perceive that that's all we are. Most of us have heard of this concept that, you know, we look physical, but it's just because the molecules of the body are slowed down that we look physical. But what if you don't actually exist? What if it's a figment or an illusion, to use that word, of this body? Then what if everything we're worried about is natural lie? What if all of our work is not about connecting to this energy to get away from here, but connecting to this energy as the truth of all we are? So we're going to do that in a feeling place. So go and close your eyes and get into your body and get out of your mind and take a few breaths. What if the consciousness of the I am is who you are? What if the consciousness of I am is all that you are? What if the consciousness of I am is your essence? And just stay here. The I am is my essence. I really want you to pay attention to where you feel this in your body, what you notice in your mind, and what's happening for you. The I am is my truth. And now as you start to come back into this moment, back into this room, open your eyes. What did you feel in your body as you did that? What did you feel or notice? I'll give you guys a minute. What did you feel or notice? Put it in the chat box. What did you feel and notice? A pillar supporting my back. So Jews, that's your kind of awareness. So what, you know, if you're ever feeling disconnected, go to that visual and then you'll feel it faster. Does that make sense? Good one. Okay. 100% connection. A tingling sensation in my scalp. So Alexis, whenever you're feeling a bit like disconnected, say, I want to feel you and almost imagine those tingling sensations. Got it? A dizzy and resistance. Beautiful, Kate. So guys, for me, I feel it everywhere in my body, the tingles, everything you guys described, but like a solidness. I felt myself trying to force a connection. Awesome, Troy. You can't force it like you know. It's more of an allowing thing of just, this is who I am. So the reason I want you guys to find a physical thing is kind of like I was saying to Jude's and to Alexis. When you're ever disconnected, go back into that feeling or just visualize it and see if you can find it. Now, if you thought that that's who you are, what would you worry about and why would you worry about it? Because if you knew you were all of that, and I was teaching this on Saturday up in Squamish, if that's who you are, They talk about in that quote by Marianne Williamson that I dived into a few weeks ago here, our greatest fear is not that we're not good enough, our greatest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It's almost like that becomes a resistant place to not go there because we're trying to perceive a lack. So we go trying to fill a lack with something. But the idea that there's no lack is a mindfuck, and we have perceived lack for the majority of our lives. And what if it's a physiological and emotional and mental sensation where you begin to realize that you are one and you are the creator? So I'm going to pause there for a second. How would you live life if nothing was lacking? I'll give you guys a second to think about that. How would you live life if nothing was lacking? Put into the chat box. How would you live life if nothing, and I'm not just talking money. Okay, Leslie wrote she would retire. How would you live life? I'd be more open, I'd be more loving, I'd be more talkative, I'd be more inviting. Love that, Judes. I would do what I'm doing right now, but I'd be less anxious about it. Yeah. I'd have there'd be no threat. So 100% present and willing. Yeah. Yeah. I'd have no attachments. Well said, Karen. I'd have more ease and lightness, more momentum around joy and peace. I would travel a lot more, dancing around the world. Yeah. So everything is mind, everything. So if I'm going to teach something a little bit different, then I'll come back here. So everything is thought, everything. We have 40,000 thoughts a day. And you're either the source of those thoughts are in connection with who you are, or the thoughts are disconnected from who you are. So as soon as you have thoughts that are lacking, you're in disconnection. And the more you have thoughts that you are one with source, you wouldn't have thoughts that you're disconnected. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Every problem you have with anyone outside of you is only because of that disconnection. And that's the source of what's called projection. So projection is when we have a disconnected thought in us and we see it in somebody else. So if there's anyone that's bothering in our lives at all, the only reason we have fault in them or perceive fault in them, because if they are us, the only reason I'm seeing a lack in them is because I'm perceiving a lack in me. And by the laws of universal law, that's impossible. You cannot be lacking in any way because you are one. So if anyone outside of you is bothering you, it's only because there is a perception of lack within you. Now we'll go a little bit deeper, then I'll put the Q&A after this. So if you were talking with your girlfriend and you were in a bitch session, or your guy friend, where do you perceive lacking, or where do you perceive lacking out there? So just type it in the chat box. You might write in, Trudeau's doing a terrible job. I can't believe that president of the United States. I can't believe people still fight wars. Where do you perceive lacking? Type it in the chat box. When I walk down downtown East Side, where do you perceive lacking? Throw into the chat box. Where do you perceive lacking? I love that no one's typed anything in yet. There's not enough resources to help everybody. And that's, it's funny, I'll come back to the second, lack of kindness, amazing. And they say, as you probably know, Jews, that there are enough resources, they're just not distributed. I'm sure you've heard that. The fear context that people run to, Professional designation, not having enough education. Perfect. So these things that we perceive, if we perceive lack of kindness, then as most of you have heard, is because there's a judgment there. And then there's a lack of kindness within myself that I'm seeing out here. The fear that people run to. Why do I even see that when all I could see is love? Professional designation, that's because I'm being asked to find it in myself. Everything you want is in you. And the only thing that's getting triggered is because it's the lack perception in yourself. On the weekend, so if anyone knows me personally, I can work a lot. Whether I like it or not, it's part of me. And it's something I work on because it's like it's not serving me. I've even have set up the Return to Self class for this go round, is I've set up very differently to give me a bit of break, a bit of space, but also because I know that the way I've set it up is actually going to be more beneficial for them, much more beneficial than what I was doing before. So then I was looking at it going, why do I set up my courses where I'm working all the time? Then on the weekend, my sister has grandchildren. I have a sister who's 8 years older than me, and she has a bunch of grandchildren. I don't know how many, because I'm the best aunt in the world. And she sent a picture of one of my her grandchild, who's about 5 years old, an Indian little girl. She's really cute. And she was sitting there, she's 5, and she's got her pen and paper, and she's studying. And my sister sent a picture, and she said, I am so proud of her. I'm like, she's 5. She should be out there playing. I'm like, oh my God, that was for me. Because that was me. So the part of me that overworks is the part of me that was trained to be like this, studying all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a combination of compassion and then recognizing choice. That I can choose that or not. And how I've set up my next return to self is a little bit different, to give them more, but to give me a bit of a break, which is beautiful. So the question I want to ask you is, where do you stop yourself? Where do you keep repeating a pattern that you're aware of and you're tired of that you want to shift? Put it into the chat box. I bitch at my husband all the time. I don't think I'm enough. I never think I'm capable of something. What do you put it in the chat box? Where do you bitch about something in your life that you're tired of? You just do the same thing over and over again, and you're tired of it. My anxious attachment during dating. Good, Judes. Good. We worked a bit of that in Palm Springs because it's the I am. I love that you say it. That's so good. I stopped myself from having fun. Good, Deborah. Because you're like, serious. I got to do this, right? Got to do this. Good. Seeing it as everything. I pick the same unhealthy male relationships. And what if you change that, Tina, to I pick relationships to heal something in me, right? Love that. My office and bedroom are super disorganized always. Beautiful, Jen. Really good. I self-care sabotage. I love that, Linda. I can't get things done. So much to do always. So all of these things are showing you where your own shadows are and where you're unconscious. So I'm going to do a couple of these, and I'll Q&A after this. So even the idea that a relationship isn't healthy, because a relationship outside of me is my relationship with myself. My self-care sabotage is where do I not put myself first? My home is always disorganized. Why do I always feel like I am disorganized? Because the outside realm is just inside. So where can I find my alignment to myself? So these are just showing you ways that everything outside is inside. I'm going to read Troy's, and I'm going to open up for Q&A and coaching. So put your hand up if you want some coaching. I see myself lacking professionally, financially, being organized in relationships I've chosen. Am I choosing myself? Same thing, right, Troy? It's like, where can I put myself first so that everything outside of me is me? So you just throw up your hand. I'll answer any coaching questions you guys have, and then we'll wrap. We'll wrap after that. Cool. Yeah, Alexis, why don't you start us off?
Sure. And I actually have a question related to what you were just talking about that I'd love to ask quickly and how it would apply to me.
Sure.
So, for example, my parents and I grew up like around very unhealthy parents. They're very overweight. Like, I'm always worried about their health.
Got
And
it.
I know that that's something like health is something I value for myself. And I live my life, with a lot of like sort of the dead opposite. And is that kind of what you're talking about? Like my perception, my worry about their health is more something like about myself and my own worry.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, I wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
But my question is related to sort of the first question that I asked 3 weeks ago, which was
Okay.
when I wasn't having as many work opportunities. Ever
Right.
since I started working on sort of the coaching that you gave me then, I've had way more opportunities flow in.
Amazing.
And
Amazing.
so I just had an interview on Tuesday for a job that I really want, the one that I really feel resonant with.
Right.
And I'm wondering if one, if it feels like that's aligned as I'm perceiving it to be,
Okay.
and two, if there's anything I can do to sort of call it into myself, and yeah, secure the position.
It does feel good. All I'm getting is it does feel good. First off, congratulations on that massive shift. All I'm getting is it does feel good. Do you want to give me the name of the job? Or the
Like the role,
yeah,
it's an Indigenous law lawyer job,
it
and
does
it's in
feel go sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's in Yaletown. It's for like an Indigenous law firm as well. Some
Go.
of them are jobs at larger firms. This one
Okay.
is specific to
Amazing.
Indigenous law.
Is this a lot like what you put out that you wanted?
Yes.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Work works, nuts. And you did a lot of it, so congratulations. I'm not getting okay, all you there it's okay. A couple of pictures are showing. First off, congratulations. I am getting at something you're asking for. The key really is to go, okay, I don't want to grip out of fear that I have to have this. And if it comes, great. If it doesn't come, like it's like that degree of freedom. Just like when you're on
Right.
a date with somebody, oh my God, he ticks all the boxes. Oh my God, he's the one.
Right.
It's just like this or something better. This or something better. Does it pay enough?
I don't know yet. They
Yeah.
haven't given me any information. Yeah.
Because I keep hearing the pay is not as good as you'd want it to be. So
Okay.
that's like it's like there's a picture I have. It's called driftwood. Like when you see driftwood coming up on the ocean, it's like, oh yeah, there's driftwood, but there's a lot more behind it.
Right.
Get excited about it, but don't put all your eggs in. Like it's great. It does feel
Okay.
like what you've asked for, but again, money is. I don't see it's got tons and tons of money behind it. So
Okay.
to help,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love it. I love it. Hey Deborah.
Hey, Vivi, so good to be here.
Great.
Um, the thing that one of the last things you said, where am I stopping myself? Mine was having fun, and also is the home disorganization.
Okay.
And I've really been working on my I am.
Right.
So that because I figure there's the roots are there. That's what needs to come into
Right.
place into correct alignment before I can even do those other things without
Right.
so much stress. I've also felt like about 3 months ago, I heard you're going to be moving in about 3 months. Well, I think the universe knows me and knows that I wasn't ready for 3 months, and I'm still not ready now. But so this is this clearing that is so necessary inside of me to have my surroundings come to that same place and even the changes in relationships. And it's just, yeah, sort of a question, help.
Sorry, I don't know if
Yeah,
I heard
all
this
that you
question.
always share, but
What's the question? Sorry, is the question more how can I be more organized?
yeah, how moving forward, how do I, the finance, I would love to be in your class right now, but it's just the financial thing. And I just get to that point, like, no, do not add that extra stress.
When I always like you weren't the only person who wrote something about organization down in the chat box.
Yeah, there was somebody ahead of me, I think.
Yeah, somebody else wrote it too. What they kept showing me for whoever, basically your physical environment is a reflection of the respect we have for ourselves. Is my home always clean? No. But when I feel really aligned and good, I'll get it cleaned. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's a reflection of my ability to be still and certain with myself. But a lot of times when we have a disorganized home, what typically happens is we get angry at ourselves. And then we end up in this loop of attack thoughts
Mm-hmm.
that I'm doing something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. but there's nothing wrong. What's coming up for you?
Um, yeah, I know that. I think that's true. I mean, I can do that, but mostly I've lived in this place for, a good half a year. Like, don't like it. It's going to change, but I need to change from the inside out first.
Right.
And I'm not going to be hard on myself um, by negative self-talk. So I I know you're probably no doubt 100% right, but I'm not hearing that all the time. But it's probably still very much underneath the negative self-talk.
Right. Because it's not about, how you said, quote, I'm not going to be hard on myself. It is about understanding that that's like, how we say like it's double negative.
Hmm.
We want to get really clear as to what that chatter is.
Yes.
To get it and really do some shadow work and sit with it and go, okay, I can see that these thoughts exist there.
Yeah.
And one of the best ways you can find out is by seeing what's going on around you, right? Because the universe is reflecting you all the time.
What around me
What are
in this little circle of me?
Yeah, and what are the emotions that you're feeling? Like I often pay a lot of attention to what are the emotions like. So for example, on Saturday I was driving up to Squamish to teach an event there, and every car was cutting me off. I'm like, okay, this is really pissing me off. But it wasn't the cars that were pissing me off. They were showing me frustration in myself that I hadn't expressed.
Right.
So I pay attention to those things that occur around me because they're showing me what I'm not. And then I call my husband. I'm pissed about this. 5 minutes later, I'm actually not pissed at you. I'm pissed at myself. He goes, yeah, I know, right? Because I just need to vent it.
Yes.
So I pay attention to what does the universe send me in the way of an emotion that I'm ignoring.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Amazing.
Yes.
And there's some stuff in the chat box for you around cleaning home and stuff like that. There's some.
Okay, I'll look. Thank you so much, Stevie. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Hey, Jace, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, so one of the things that I wanted to work on for Palm Springs was relationships.
Yes.
And then right after we got back from this retreat, this like really hot guy out of nowhere messaged me from Austin. And then we started chatting. And then, I feel all my usual patterns come up, and then it's okay, no, this is a good time for me to practice like all the things we learned about returning to the I am and all of that stuff. So just like, I guess my question right now is because like I'm kind of in between cities and all that. What do you think my guides are saying about my approach to dating at this time?
Thank you. Well, congratulations. You and Alexis are having massive wins. Congratulations. He's cute too. Is he tall?
It looks tall, but I don't really know.
They're showing me tall and very handsome. But you haven't met him yet, right?
No.
So what they really want you to pay attention to, and this goes to everybody. With this work, I think of it as a constant, like the universe is showing me this for me to shift something in me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's not about the external result. It's about what's in me. Does that make sense, Truth? And it's like, okay, what is in me that is this? And I think what we do, especially when we're dating, well, this is the person. And then we hold on really tight. Does that make sense? As opposed to the journey with this person, which I know you know. But this is all about what emotions are going to come from Jude's that she has to heal and shift between return to self and all the other classes you take, and just like, how can I find my center? It's not, but they're like, they're on your path, and just like, don't ignore the feelings, like I was saying to Deborah, but at the same time, just be with them. Does that make any sense? But yeah, you're doing a great job. Like I keep seeing applause. So, how does that feel?
Yeah, feels okay. Yeah, I guess I wanted an answer of like, yeah, but I think it's more about the journey.
Did you want the answer of see the one?
No, just like no.
Okay.
Know him. But more like yeah, like do I keep dating or do I just not date? Like I have a trip coming up.
Okay.
That.
I'm meaning yes to dating, 100% yes.
Mm.
No question, because that's where you're gonna, it's like, you know how they always say, you can hang out in your cave all day and meditate, but where your real work is when you leave the cave.
Mhm.
So yes, I like 100% date, no question at all.
Okay.
How's that sitting?
Yeah, thank you.
I am like massive thumbs up on that one. So yeah, nice. Enjoy it and keep bringing it here and let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Okay, love it. Thanks, Jason. Hey, Troy.
Hello. I guess I have a similar themed question. I've been focusing on, the work and then also finalizing separation, divorce, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's all that piece. And then it's like I seem to also be getting tugged in different ways, females trying to get my attention. So
Okay.
I'm wondering, like, should I just bury my head and say I'm not open to any of that? My picker's broken, or or actually being open and exploring these things, and perhaps it feels like or what I'm telling myself sometimes is it can be a distraction from what I'm trying to accomplish in those other fronts.
Do you want to date right now? Sort of like Jude, because I know Jude's, do you want to date? Breathe, 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 breathe.
I think I would. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I feel you want to, so why wouldn't you?
Because my picker's broken. I'm still figuring out and extricating myself fully out of another relationship and haven't signed all the paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm also working on the professional stuff. So I'm like, okay,
Right.
no time, yeah, this
Right.
can't.
It really is trusting your intuition, right? You've done a lot of work on yourself. You have done a ton. And there's no place where we're completely done and ready to date or not. Do you know what I mean? It's a never ending journey, ever, right? What they are saying is sometimes it's a good, I keep seeing a picture of sometimes it's a good distraction for you given how much you've got on your plate right now.
Mm,
That picture that they keep showing me is like, yeah, it's a good distraction. Sometimes he gets so preoccupied in what he's doing.
hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How is that sitting?
Yeah. That makes sense. And it's yeah, it resonates.
And to have a bit of fun, like, which is something that we all could use lots more of.
Hmm.
Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I could definitely infuse a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thanks, Troy. Hey, Inga. It's good to see you. Yeah.
Hi, just for anyone who hasn't gone on a Divi retreat, oh boy, absolutely wonderful. That was spectacular. Thank you for that, from everyone that was involved. I could go on another one this weekend. As
I couldn't. You could go.
I know, like I just can't believe the amount of energy that took from us, and especially as a presenter, I can't even imagine. So I'm listening to all of you, and thank you very much for those questions because, of course, they all weave into me. I guess the law of one, if I'm starting to understand this correctly. So for me, I've asked this before a few times, and I find it kind of creeping in now that I'm back to work. Same job, different manager, different setup. Very toxic work environment. The expectations of the manager, and now kind of I'm hearing that is still, of course, there within my family, has to do with status. So my mentioning before, just to try and summarize this, is professional designation.
Okay.
Taking more courses, right? Professional courses. I want to do the more spiritual stuff, so that's why I appreciate this platform. More professional designation. I want more, but I want to work less. Finances. I know in the past, in the fall, my guides have said that don't worry about finances. However, there's still a lot that I would like to do. I know someone said they would like to do the return to the self, but that's not for them right now. So just to kind of, I feel that I'm more on the path of what of course I think I lack. What type of guidance can you or asking my spirit guides of like, settle down on the LinkedIn. I don't like LinkedIn. But settle down on the professional designation and all what that brings. I'm just trying to experience things, right?
Mhm.
Moment at a time, day at a time. Every day is full of curiosity. But yesterday, going out with the family, and of course, the talk of money, status,
Right.
whatever you
I'll
and
tell you
my
what this.
guides can
Okay,
give me. Thank you.
okay. Thank you for your kind words. Couple things. And this you may not agree or like me with what I'm about to say, but what you keep showing me is the way your brain is trained, regardless of which professional designations you receive. There's still a part of your brain that would go, that's not enough. That's not enough.
Yeah.
And so it's not about not doing professional designations. It's not about doing them. Get it? It's about recognizing that there's a part of me that's never going to be happy, no matter what.
Okay.
Got
Right.
it? And that,
Okay.
that in itself is a massive awareness. So what can I do to just be with me right now to create some inner happiness right now? Does that make any sense what I just said?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Because that's really what this is about. And it's like you've got a family lineage within you that is that this is the like not be happy, not be happy, not be happy. See what I mean?
probably likely. Yes. Yes.
Totally get
Yeah.
that.
Never enough. Yeah.
And that's okay. And really it's getting okay, that's just in me. What does my heart want to do?
I don't know.
And I know you don't know.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
and that's fine. So get quiet. I didn't know for a long time. I'm going to jokingly say I still don't know, but I think I know. But it's like it's your heart's going to scream, this is what it is. But you have to get quiet to figure out what your heart's screaming.
Okay.
Hope so.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Karina.
Hello.
Hey.
You're going to laugh at me.
Okay.
I'm already thinking about moving.
I love you. Okay, keep going. To where?
The only thing I can think of at this point is to move back to Austin, and I'm
Okay.
just really torn because I really wish I did have roots somewhere. And I love the nature aspect of Tennessee, but it just doesn't feel culturally like my place. But as you know, I've moved a lot, so I don't know.
You're making me laugh.
Exactly.
Do you ask your guides for help in terms of moving, not moving, that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay. Do you want to do that this time?
Yes.
Okay. So really it's like, if I get the hit, okay, I got to move, I will say, okay, let me sit for 1 week longer, 1 day longer, 1 month longer. Because I know you know this, but anytime you move, you take yourself with you. So
Right.
all of you goes with you. And so I would sit down and say, okay, not that you're running, but I would say this to myself, what am I really running from? And for me, it was snow, right? And it's like, I don't want snow, so I'm going to run from that. But it's like, what am I really running from? What is it that I can shift within myself? Tell me what comes up for you when I say that.
The first thing that popped to my mind is there's also a sense of adventure that I tie to it.
Okay.
But again, it's like, okay, I accomplish it, and then what?
Right. You nailed it. Exactly. And so I would sit and journal a lot there and go, what is it that I perceive? The key word is perceive I am missing. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have were you thinking of moving before you came to Palm Springs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
And then
thinking about moving.
did it get really loud when you left?
I'd say about the same.
Okay, cool. It's not louder. Cool. Oh, they just asked me to ask you. And I don't remember in Palm Springs. Grandmother on your mother's side, is she still alive?
No.
because and I don't remember if she came in Palm Springs. I don't remember anything. She wants me to ask you, what do you perceive you're lacking? And what do you know about her is the other part. What do you know about her, by the way?
My mother's mother.
Yeah.
She moved the US to work the field to make money for her children. She was a single mother, and then she moved to Lake Tahoe and stayed there and was working for her children also.
And was she ever happy within herself?
I don't think so. I think she was just working nonstop for all of her children.
Yeah, I'm feeling this like anxiety in my left shoulder right now. That you get this from her. Oh, I've got goosebumps everywhere. Like everywhere right now. This is from her, hon.
Okay.
Got it? So this like, not that you're not happy with yourself, but this looking for something better. Like, so she came here from Mexico, I'm gonna guess. Where did she come from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, from
Just
Mexico.
looking for a better life, looking for better life, looking for better life, looking for better life. This is all her. That's in you.
I agree with that because nothing feels good.
Yes.
Like,
she just said to me, it'll be better when. And this is where, was she very spiritual? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think she believed in like God and stuff, like Catholic, but
right. Yeah, because she's showing me symbols that you see in Mexico around God and spirit. And she's like, you have to surrender into who the I am is. That's Karina. Right there, right there, right there. And that's what she struggled with her whole life. And it was dwarfed or wrapped in the idea of money and getting the kids safe. Is that right? But that's the origin of it. Is your grandmother.
got it.
I would do some work with her energy. And because she just wants you to sit still.
I wish I could sit still. Like, I really do.
And I would work with her and do some forgiveness work that she couldn't find the center in her, just like you're challenging yourself with too. But it's not about what you do, but it's that stillness, which I saw in you when we were in Palm Springs. I saw you found it. And it's just like, okay, let me get that back. There were times when we were in Palm Springs that you would drift off into like the space of like spaciousness. It's like, ooh, she's connected. I don't know if you remember that, but I saw it.
It's very easy for me to do. Like, again, I'm very happy by myself.
Yeah.
So when I am still and by myself, I'm happy. But so I don't know where I get the sense of like, now what?
Exactly. It's from her. It's from her. And I would just sit with your grandmother's energy, get to know it, and forgive the idea of a perceived lack, she's saying.
Okay.
Does that help?
That makes sense. Yes.
Yay.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Hey, Karen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, my question, I feel like this is like a reoccurring thing for me.
Okay.
So I find myself like oscillating between like detaching and attaching
Okay.
to my like past partner.
Okay.
And like I'll ask like my guides for like signs like if this is a connection I should let go of, or if this is something like, you know, give it some more time.
Right.
It's crazy because like I'll see people that look like him, like I'll see his initials, I'll see his like car and
Right.
like hear his name, and like I don't know if that's like an illusion I've created in my head because of the attachment, or I'm like, is this like a twin flame connection, like a soulmate connection? I feel like I'm getting so caught up in the ethereal,
Right.
um,
Right.
that I might be losing, you know.
Are you guys still together now or on and off?
So we were like on and off, and then I kind of like went back, and then now we're like completely like in no contact. But I just find myself like looking back constantly, and it's probably a reflection of me not choosing myself. but I also don't know if there's more in that where I'm like my soul is like holding on to this person. Like I can feel it. Like it's yeah.
Did he treat you well? Did you guys like why did you guys keep breaking up?
Um, he did treat me well. I just got really warm. I I feel like it was for my growth as well. Like there was a lot of triggers and insecurities I had within myself that like projected out in that relationship that I really like noticed so much growth in.
Amazing.
Um, but he also like I feel like I also like I gave a lot too. Like I have like that very nurturing tendency and I give.
Right.
Just like that
Right.
motherly figure. Um, but like I really want to detach and I do the personal work like I'm showing up for myself like I'll
Amazing.
meditate at the gym, I'll like feel like my vessel, but then I go back and then I'm like looking at his stalking and all this stuff and I'm like I need to stop looking at like all this 3D crap. I don't know if like my language is like totally like I should stop talking like 3D, 5D. I don't even know if it all exists, but I mean, I just said it.
Right.
Yeah.
So all relationships, you know how I did that thing at the beginning of connection to the I am?
Yep.
That connection to the I am is the most important connection. And it's only when we perceive lack that we're not there. And we think it can come from somebody else. Does that make sense to your brain?
Yeah, so there's something within me that I'm lacking that I continue to
Right.
uh yeah. I
Perceive that he will give you.
Yeah, there was like something I recently read where it was like when the student is ready, like the teacher comes, and when the student has learned the lesson, the teacher leaves. So like maybe there's like a lesson within that relationship that I have to keep learning.
Okay.
And I feel like I know, but
Okay.
like I refuse to leave. Like I know I have to choose myself at the end of the day,
Okay. Okay.
but I find myself thinking too much about it.
Okay. All right. So that thing of like the distraction thinking about him, the key is to take that thought energy that goes to him and
Yeah.
redirect it to your I am. So when it goes there, direct it to the I am.
Okay.
So like with Karina, when she thinks, okay, I got to move to Austin, she has to direct that energy back to her I am.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Same thing.
Yeah, so bring that energy towards you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because I feel like I am sending in a lot of my energy and I see him doing really well in his career. I'm like,
Right.
frig, is this my energy that I'm
Right.
like
Right.
helping him propel forward? I'm like, shit, like I could be taking this and
Right.
like,
Send it to yourself. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
How's that feel? Make sense?
I feel really good about that.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Chuck, do you want to add anything? They're circling you. I don't know why. You're you're muted, huh?
I'm not really sure why either, other than we've had the discussion of my being from another world myself.
Well, that's why.
And as you were talking, I thought, well, maybe we're from the same world and that's why we're so uncomfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, it very well could be. It very, very well could be. But maybe that's why. So you're not the only one from a different realm, right? And you've got each other's connections. So know that you're not alone and that it's safe to be you. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Chuck. All right, let's do a bit of a closing meditation. Holy deep class today. You guys got me working. Thought this was going to be super light. Let's close our eyes. Take a breath. Happy Family Day for those of us up here. Happy President's Day down in the States, I think. Take a few breaths. Feeling your guides, your divine support team, your angels, your ancestors. All the love. And who do I define myself as? As the I am. Take a few breaths. Now, when you're ready, start to bring awareness back. Amazing work, guys. So good to see everybody. I'm sending you lots of love. I'll see all of you next week. I'll see some of you before then. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.